Most people think that you know you're becoming a millionaire when the money actually starts showing up in the bank account. But in reality, there are telltale signs that shows that somebody will definitely become a millionaire long before the money shows up in the bank account. Hi, if you're new here, my name is Rebecca. I'm an entrepreneur and a business owner. And after spending over 20 years in corporate leadership, building multiple businesses, and most importantly, studying wealth, what I've come to realize is that before the money shows up, there are signs that a person shows that they are on their way to becoming a multimillionaire. And in today's video, what I'm going to do is break down 8 of these different signs that shows up in a person's life way before the money shows up in the bank account. I also want to give you a quick tip before we get into the signs. It is that all of the signs are connected to each other. So make sure that you go step by step so that when you reach sign 8, it all makes sense and it's all coming together for you. And you're able to figure out which of the signs are already showing up in your life, and you know that you are on the path to becoming a multimillionaire. The first sign is stable breathing. You must be thinking how stable breathing would help someone, and how is that even a sign? Stable breathing is one of the most amazing technique in becoming a really wealthy person. What does a wealthy person do? A wealthy person would have to make multiple decisions, take risk, and some of these decisions and risk cannot be rushed in. A person who is already in the practice of deep, slow, and deliberate breathing is already in the practice of knowing how to pause. And a pause right before a crucial decision is something that could make or break a business. So today, take a few minutes out of your very busy schedule and take time out to pause and breathe deeply. And you can use this technique called box breathing. It just means that you take an inhale of 4 counts, hold for 4, 2, 3, and 4, and exhale for 4 counts, 4, 3, 2, and 1. There you go. So if you're able to practice this box breathing few times in a day, let's say 10 times, then you know that your system will pick this up as a habit and serve you when the time comes and you really need to take a pause. The second sign is taking care of the body. A lot of people will tell you that to take care of the body, you have to eat well, sleep well, go to the gym, go do yoga, and basically take care of the body to ensure that you don't get any diseases. But what I'm going to talk about today is to look at the body from a completely different perspective. It is to look at a body as if it is a tool through which you experience life. So in this life, if you want to achieve the goal of becoming a multimillionaire and you know that this tool is going to help you get there, then you start looking at this body and taking care of this body at a completely different level. You do not put things that are harmful to it. So a person who is used to drinking alcohol or smoking, the moment they have this realization, they will stop putting such kind of things in their body because they know that this is a tool, and for a tool to run at its optimal level, you need to give good fuel. And good fuel means good food. And to make the machine run properly, you need to go to the gym, do workouts, and so on and so forth. Even a car needs to be taken out to make sure that it doesn't break down just sitting in your garage. Similarly, we need to work out. So if you really look at this from a completely different perspective, taking care of the body is like a no-brainer task. You have to do it because it's just part of achieving the goal that you set out to do in this life. So when I started doing this and looking at my body at a completely different level, and with this new perspective, it was very easy for me to give up bad habits and to stick to the good habits and really take care of this body. Sign number 3 is intentional living. Those who are on their path of wealth journey, they become razor sharp in the way they think. Everything that they do, they buy, becomes very meaningful and purposeful because they do not want distractions in their life. They're very focused, they have clarity on what it is they want to achieve, and anything that is not helping them in achieving their goal, they want to take it away. So they become very, very intentional, be it buying clothes, be it buying any household items. They become very, very intentional with the way they live. The 4th sign is feeling safe and calm in our own body. This is a sign of a regulated nervous system. As you may have heard multiple times, nervous system regulation directly impacts the amount of money that we can make. It means that if we feel unsafe by a certain amount of money, then it is going to slip through our fingers. A regulated nervous system is of topmost priority to ensure that you are able to feel safe when you are walking the path of your wealth journey. A sign of a dysregulated nervous system is that you feel tense, you feel anxiety, a certain palpitations sometimes maybe. These are signs that you might be going through a dysregulated nervous system. And scientists have proven that there are techniques that you can use to regulate your own nervous system. And before it hits the point of anxiety or feeling unsafe in your own body, there are some techniques that you must practice regularly. And I'm going to show you one of the techniques that I regularly use in my day-to-day practice, even today, to ensure that my nervous system is regulated. So, sit in a comfortable position and make sure that your spine is straight, not too straight or not too straight. Your shoulders are pulled back, and you can close your eyes and do this sound. We're going to say so this is the only thing that we're going to do as you exhale your breath. So take a deep inhale. You can close your eyes, inhale, and as you exhale, go and you can do this for as long as you can hold your exhale breath. This is clinically and scientifically proven, and make sure that you try this out a few times, maybe 5 times in the morning, 5 times in the evening, and let me know in the comments how it makes you feel. Our body and our mind are very closely linked with each other. So when we do something like this with this sound, it directly impacts our nervous system, and it really helps calm us down and get us to a sense of safety in our own body. So try it and let me know how it goes. The 5th sign is integrity. The people who are on their path of wealth journey, they become very clear in what it is that they need to do to achieve their goals. And these people, they are very aware of their thought processes, and they're also aware of their feelings. So when they have clarity on their thought processes and the way they feel, what they speak is automatically very clear and very thought through. So there is congruency in the way they think, they feel, and they speak. So there is integrity in their life. And with integrity, it sets a strong foundation of their wealth journey. It is the foundation through which people will learn to trust you, because they will know you as a person that if you give your word, then you will deliver. So that kind of trust and integrity is super important in making your wealth journey not just a journey, but a destination to achieve. The 6th sign is attitude of gratitude. I have this friend of mine who is a multimillionaire now. And when I used to work together, I used to observe him, and he was the one who would say hi to everyone, be cheerful, and be grateful to everyone. And generally, he has this attitude of just being grateful to everyone that he meets, and it's just a positive, optimistic kind of guy. And one day I asked him if this attitude is something that he carries on in his business and how has it helped him. So the answer really took me by surprise, because what he told me is quite relatable. He said that in business there are ups and downs, and when there are ups, it is very easy to be grateful. But when there is a slow period and you're still grateful about it because it has given you time to reflect, to pause, to understand what has gone wrong, learn from the failures, and then change the way you do things and move on. So he is still grateful for all of the failures and the slowdowns. So that has really helped him understand that how he can improve his business. So this attitude of gratitude really helped him in becoming a multimillionaire. The seventh sign is being in the here and now. Let's understand what is being here in the now and how it can help someone who is in their wealth journey. Being here and now is a very subtle way of experiencing life. It just means that you're neither stuck in the past or you're not worried or planning about the future. Let's take an example. If you are involved in looking at a flower and you're just looking at this flower, taking in its texture, its color, its smell maybe, and just involved in looking at this flower, and you're not worried about the past, you're not thinking about it, and you're not planning about the future. You're just here in the here and the now. How this practice can really help someone in building a business or in building a wealth journey is that it gives a different perspective. And a different perspective is priceless when you're about to make a very big decisions. When you are not worried about the future and thinking, oh, what if this goes wrong, and what if this happens and that happens, and thinking about the past, or this happened at that point of time, maybe if I do it this way, I can save it, the business, or whatever the mind is churning. It just takes away from all of this mind chatter and just bring you here in the present. And that clarity is sometimes one of the most important clarity that you can ever have. The eighth and the most important sign is that of understanding the concept of money. Before the money as we know existed in terms of currencies, dollars and rupees and whatnot, before that it was gold coins and silver coins and bronze coins. And even before that, when humans were hunter-gatherers, there was no concept of currencies or money. The concept of money came about because it's just easier to standardize the exchange of values. So if you understood this concept, then money is just an exchange of the value that you provide. So if you provide products or services that are useful to other people, makes life efficient of other people, in exchange of that value, you receive money. Somebody who has understood this concept in the process of building wealth, they are not building wealth as money as the end goal. They are building wealth by building value for other people. And wealth or money is the side effect of the value that they are providing to other people. So think of this way. What would help people? Give that to people, and in exchange, they will give you money. If you have understood this concept, then there is no stopping you in building a wealth empire. We've gone through all of the signs. Please do let me know on the comments what is the most relatable one for you and what are the signs that are already appearing in your life. If you have enjoyed this video, make sure you check the next one right here.